Most people use Claude like a search box. They ask one question, accept the first answer, and move on. That works, but it leaves most of Claude's value untouched. Claude can help you examine a decision, work across documents, research a subject, create finished files, and even build small interactive tools. Here are 10 practical ways to get more from Claude, starting today. Stay until number 10 because it may be the simplest and most valuable change on this list. I'm Elena, TwinShift's virtual AI guide. Let's make the shift. Number 1, start by describing the outcome. A weak request says, write a marketing plan. A stronger request says, help me create a 30-day marketing plan for a local service business. The goal is 10 qualified appointments. The budget is $1,500, and the owner has 3 hours a week to manage it. Claude cannot see the situation in your head. Give it the audience, the goal, the constraints, and what a good answer should help you decide. You do not need a magical prompt. You need a clear destination. Number 2, give Claude a useful role. A role changes what it notices. Instead of asking, is this proposal good? Try. Review this as a skeptical customer who has seen 5 similar proposals. What would make you hesitate? Then run the same proposal through a second perspective. A careful editor, a chief financial officer, or the person who must actually implement it. The goal is not to pretend Claude is that person. The role is simply a lens that focuses the analysis. Number 3, after the first answer, ask, what am I missing? Then go one step further. What assumptions are you making? And what new information would change your recommendation? These questions turn a polished response into a thinking process. They expose the facts the answer depends on and help you see where more evidence is needed. Confidence is not the same thing as certainty. A useful answer should help you understand both its conclusion and its limits. Number 4, give Claude the material you are already working with. Upload the proposal, meeting notes, customer feedback, or policy document. Then ask for something specific. Compare these versions, identify contradictions, extract the decisions, list the owners and due dates, or explain the document for a new employee. For sensitive work, follow your organization's policies and remove private information you should not share. AI becomes much more useful when it works from the real source material instead of guessing from a short summary. Number 5. Stop rebuilding the same context every time. For recurring work, create a project and organize the relevant instructions and reference material in one place. You might have one for a weekly leadership update, one for a product launch, and another for your content system. Give each project a clear purpose, preferred output format, audience, and source material. Think of it as a dedicated workroom. Claude still needs your judgment, but you spend less time repeating the background. Number 6, when the answer depends on current information, use web search. Ask Claude to find recent information, cite the sources, and separate verified facts from its interpretation. Then open the important sources yourself. Check the date, the original context, and whether the source actually supports the claim. This is especially useful for changing product features, company announcements, market information, and recent events. It is not a substitute for professional advice, but it is much better than relying on an AI model's memory. Number 7, use research for questions that require several searches and a structured synthesis. Give Claude a precise research question, the decision it will support, the sources you prefer, and the date range that matters. For example, compare 3 approaches to employee AI training for a 50-person company. Use recent primary sources, explain the trade-offs, and end with a recommendation and remaining uncertainties. Research is strongest when the question has boundaries. Tell me everything about AI is not research. It is an invitation to wander. Number 8, turn the work into a deliverable. Claude can create and edit common document, spreadsheet, presentation, and PDF files. Instead of copying a table out of the chat, ask for the actual spreadsheet with useful columns and formulas. Ask for the presentation with a clear storyline. Ask for the one-page briefing document your team can read before the meeting. Always open the result and check the numbers, formulas, citations, and visual layout. The real productivity gain is not a longer answer. It is moving from a conversation to something usable. Number 9, build something people can use. With artifacts, Claude can create calculators, diagrams, dashboards, interactive explainers, and small tools. Describe the user, the problem, the required inputs, and what the output should help them understand. Start small. A useful first artifact might be a meeting cost calculator, a decision matrix, or a simple project risk dashboard. Test the edge cases before you share it. A tool that looks polished can still contain flawed logic. Number 10, do not let the first answer win automatically. Ask Claude to produce the strongest opposing view. Ask where the plan is most likely to fail. Ask what a smart critic would challenge. Then ask it to revise the recommendation using the strongest criticism. This is not about creating endless debate. It is a short pressure test before you spend time, money, or credibility. The easiest way to make AI more valuable is often not another feature. It is one better follow-up question. Here is the larger shift. Do not use Claude only to produce more words. Use it to clarify the outcome, examine the evidence, challenge assumptions, and create something you can actually use. Which of these 10 should I demonstrate step by step? Put the number in the comments. I'm Elena. Follow TwinShift AI for practical ways to use AI for smarter work, personal growth, and better business.